It's being called the Great Resignation, a mass exodus from the workforce to pursue bigger dreams, entrepreneurship, and control over your destiny. Joining us on the impact both personally and professionally is Candace Spears, entrepreneur, coach, and author of Bring Your Crayons to the Office. It's good to see you again.
Good to see you, Layla.
Yeah, well, welcome back. You know, we had you on the last time to talk about how to make your side hustle your main hustle. But what we're hearing now is something called the Great Resignation of 2021. Why are so many people choosing now to walk out of their jobs?
You know, I think now, Layla, everybody's had this taste of what independent life is like. With everyone having to work from home and not being able to go into the office, there's this sort of newfound freedom, right? I no longer have to do this commute. Now I have extra time to sort of enjoy the things I maybe didn't get a chance to do. Ooh, I like this life. I don't know if I want to go back. And so I think that's what's spurring people to say, how do I continue to get this sense of freedom that I have right now?
And you say that you should always trust yourself. But first I want to talk about maybe some of the risks, because it's not a decision that you should take lightly. It's not something that you should do as a knee-jerk reaction. So how does one navigate this quandary, if you will, carefully?
Yeah, I think one of the very important things to keep in mind is that you have to know that you have an abundance of options and opportunity. So when you think about, well, should I go and do this? This does mean I'm cutting off my current income stream and I'm going to go find something else and do something different. Just know that you always have options. And for some people, one of the options that they feel secure in is saying, well, I can always come back to this job, right? For other people, it's, I know there are so many more job opportunities that are out there, especially in the economic climate that we're in, that I'm going to be able to find something that gets me what I need to do. But it is important to navigate kind of like, well, how do I want to play it and investigate what do I need for my business to be successful and not rely on those other options?
Let's go on to the other side of the desk, if you will. So now we're hearing that a lot of employers are doing what's called a stay interview. So here's like their last ditch attempt to keep you, to retain you as a worker. What should they be doing to make sure that they have a happy workforce?
Yeah, so from an employer standpoint, I think you really need to consider, not only do you have people who are bringing their value here to you, think about what else they would love to be involved in. Think about what their passions are. What is it that they're excited about while they are working for you? And then how do you facilitate their ability to have some freedom to bring that value elsewhere and have satisfaction, and you still be able to reap the benefit of having someone who is amazing talent.
Yeah, because a lot of times now we're hearing that people who have previously left, now they're being called boomerang workers, where they've left, they come back. So it's kind of a back and forth, back and forth. But how long do you think this wave is going to last? Because no one, I feel, should ever take for granted that a job is always going to be there. You know, as they always say, everybody's replaceable, but you know, how valuable are our skills that, you know, they couldn't just pluck from someplace else and you missed your chance to stay in what was a pretty comfortable, secure position.
You know, I think we've seen really a permanent change.
Really?
Right, with COVID, in terms of just people's options in general. Like even the days of an employer being able to stand and sort of like, oh, this was a great opportunity, you'll never find this anywhere else, it's just not true, right? People are finding other opportunities that are bigger, that are better, that are new options that if you as an employer haven't evolved, didn't even realize you probably should offer to your talent. And then for all this talent, they're starting to realize I can offer the same value and I don't even necessarily need to be an employee. I can go back to my employer and offer my services as a business entity and still get what I'm after. So it's about having that whole picture. Whether you're an employer or an employee, you've got to be thinking bigger than that traditional relationship.
Yeah, so coming back around to trusting yourself, trusting thyself to make the leap, to say life is too short not to realize my dreams. So what are those first steps? What are those first words of encouragement that you would recommend people to replay in their minds to make that change, to make the leap?
Yeah, I think one of the big ones is you've got to understand that if you can bring value in one particular place, so in the construct of your employer, if you can bring value there, you are the person bringing the value. And so therefore that value can be, it can transcend any place you go to.
Yeah.
So that's one level of comfort. Like, I'm not just good and getting paid for what I do because I happen to be here. I can take that and move it anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I would say the second thing is, like I said earlier, you've got to remember that options are abundant. Right? So you don't need to be, if you decide to go out and do your own thing, you don't need to be stuck with, ooh, I just got this client, or ooh, I just got this opportunity. They are everywhere.
Right.
And I think the last thing is just know that what you're doing is a big step and it's courageous, right? Change management is huge. So the fact that you're even thinking about an opportunity, like, pat yourself on the back for getting that far.
Well, Candace, as they say, nothing ventured, nothing gained, right?
Exactly.
Perfect.
So go and venture.
That's absolutely true. Candace Spears, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to speak with you.
Likewise.
We're back after this.